as young fellas, you know, when we were alive, we always thought we were white people. But then, you know, when we traced back when Mum died, we actually realised that, you know, we had traces back to here where we always sort of jumped ship in Port Adelaide, you know, as they did in the old days. But he actually seemed to jump ship over here and help this, you know, fellow called Alex Deane Ross, you know, out and helped him build the jetty and all of that. And, you know, until we found out that, we never realised that we were part Nunga that way and Swedish the other way, you know. But then when we go back to the father's side, my father's side, well, my father is as black as anyone that I've seen, you know, and could never understand, but my nana always said she was Maltese.
When did you find out that you were Aboriginal?
Well, it took a while. It actually took a while. When Mum passed away, my sister stepped up and said, well, you know, we got to find out. We got to get the tree. We got to realise, you know, who's on the tree and where we stand, you know, and who we are. And when she found the tree, she actually was gobsmacked that the lady that said she was Maltese was a Ghana woman. I always knew I was Nunga because when I always played footy in the park or anywhere in the streets, I was always with my brother boys. And when the day I did find out, I got 2 kids of my own. One's got red hair, you know, and I'm so proud. You know, when I actually found out, and I realised then, I actually realised who I am and what I'm about. And when I come over here, I never realised a man was over here, my grandpa. And one day I will go in there, look, but when I do, I know I'll be crying my eyes out. You know, it's a bit hard. I walk to the door, but I can't go in.
This is down at the Axels Tenros Museum, a marine museum in Port Lincoln. So you haven't been able to go in there?
No, go to the door. I've been there a couple of times. I go to the door. Hey, listen, I'll pay the money. I'm not worried about the money.
Would you like to come down there with me one day?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. And I'd love to because I could tell you his name is Captain Frederick William Movell.
Fritz, what was it like growing up in the Port Adelaide area?
It was hard because you were judged. You were judged to be the sad ones, you know. But you know what? If you didn't have Taparoo, you didn't have any of these people, all these hard areas, you wouldn't have nothing because they were your wharfies. They were the ones bringing your feed. They were the ones unloading the boats because all the other fellows didn't want to do it.
We might have something in common, Fritz, because I was born in Semaphore and grew up in the Port Adelaide area. My dad actually was the newsagent in Port Adelaide. Do you remember Tom Williams?
Yeah, well, years ago when I grew up, you know, my old man was a hard man. He's a wharfie, and he always made me want to work for my money, you know. I was about 6 or 7, and I actually got a newspaper job, and I remember it was round 5.
So you remember Tom and Reg and Don and Vic?
Yes, I remember all of them.
What do you remember about my dad, Tom?
Hard. Always hard. Always hard. You know, in them days, if you messed around or you were disrespectful, didn't matter who you was. You know, my old man, if I got a slapping off of any of these people for doing wrong, my old man would look at them and say, he's done the right thing. Things have changed these days, you know what I mean? Kids get away with too much these days. They need to go back to a bit of the era, you know? I don't know about the newspapers are $1.20 or something now, but they need to go back to 7 cents. I remember the last time was 7 cents.